Right, so when you've accidentally taken the front prop shaft off underneath the car, whenever you get a drive shaft made up, make sure there's proper arrows or something to mark which way they connect. So this one goes, you'll just line up the two arrows. I've loosened the two bolts here so that way I can maneuver this around as needed, so I can get it connected, as the front is down there and it's a bit of a tight squeeze. I'm underneath the car at the moment, so yeah. Alright, see you for the next bit. Alright, so we've got this one lined up with this one, with the arrow there and arrow there. Now to tighten up the bolts, put the cover plate on, and move on to doing bolting it up to the transmission and engine mounts, the transmission mounts and the shifting rods, and yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Alright, so I got the linkages on with my little ice pick here, squarish end to a point. You wedge it in there, and this is the last one, so thought I'd get a little video of it. See the little groove in the rod just there. Alright, so what we're going to do is, see, it's wider and then smaller, so you slip the wider end on. There we go. And push down so the smaller end goes in, and we're on. Alright, cool. So yeah, not super difficult, but a little fiddly. So yeah, now just make sure you push it all the way on. So just over, yeah, so it's all the way. Just like that. So yeah, alright, that's all 6 of them. Cool. Let's on to the next bit, which is connecting the prop shaft. So these guys, because when I put the engine mount on, it blocks the pathway to doing up all the nuts and bolts, etc. So yeah. Alright, let's get on to it. Little tip, when you're doing up here, the bolt head is 15mm, so you want a 15mm socket, and the nut is usually the 17mm. And yeah, all the nuts facing on this side. And then when you're tightening it up, put the spanner there, and it leans up against the the tunnel. So, and then you use your breaker bar to finish off the tightening. This one there, that's your speedo. So undo that bolt there to get this one in and out, and there's a groove in there. You'll see when you guys take one out, whenever that is. All right, let's get on with it. Alright, so I'm sorry it's a little zoomed in, it's a little cramped under here. This is the cross member for the rear of the gearbox, the transmission. Just pan over here, that's what I just did before, bolted in, just bolted in these guys. So yeah, now with the cross member here, first you want to do these ones here, and you only do them a little bit, just finger them in so they're a couple threads deep, not tightened up, not even finger tight. Then you want to get these guys in, just twist them in. They've got little things on the back that they actually screw into that can move around, so you just got to get them aligned. Do one by one on each side at a time, and yeah, just do them all up by finger as best you can. And then, yeah, when they're all in, then it's time to use a tool and torque them up. Alright. Pro tip, put your starter motor on beforehand, so that way you don't have to take off all this exhaust stuff here to put it back in. Alright, remember to clean out the back end of any little bits of metal particles and then re-grease the this guy here, because she's the starter motor. So yeah, starter motor bolts are a pain in the ass. This one is kind of stairway socket extension to heaven. Alright, so starter motor's in. Always make sure you disconnect your battery and you put in these two guys here before you put your exhauster in. Yeah, that's just, this first one's your signal wire, and the larger one is the actual amperage to where it sucks the juice, and that's just the signal to say go. Alright, and now I've moved on to the turbo oil drain back into the oil pan. This coppery orange one here, it's got seal at the bottom, seal in the two where they join. They are just a press fit and they wiggle around. It's meant to be like that, it like kinks with changing temperature and the engine moving around, etc. And there's a like a flange thing at the top here, and you've got two 13mm bolts to put in. It's far from the best place, and yeah, I suggest doing this while you've got the engine upside down somewhere else in your garage or something. But yeah, ended up doing now, and she's all buttoned up. I'm going to continue. Alright, so I'm putting the front fan on at the moment, this guy. I actually lost one of the 4 bolts, so I went and got 4 new ones because I wanted them to be balanced. So yeah, because the old ones are very different. They have a slightly different head on the bolt, which is a bit smaller with a inbuilt washer flange thing. Anyway, so yeah, this will probably be the last bit for today, and then I'll continue tomorrow.